All right. So I heard this example a long time ago in Finding Your Voice, and it kind of helps me think through it, is sometimes we're writing the same words, but we're singing them differently. So if you
Ooh.
can imagine someone singing Freebird or I'll Always Love You, that's where Whitney Houston kind of came to
Yeah.
mind. In karaoke, though, sometimes it can be really good.
Yeah.
Sometimes people can be really funny and it makes you appreciate those same words differently.
Yeah.
Sometimes they can be.
It's season 7 of the 15-ish minute coffee chat with Anna and Selena. Selena is the owner of Howley Socially Inspired. She's our Hawaiian rock star who loves all things tech and says coffee is her love language. Anna owns Nomad About. She's the adventure-seeking copywriter who loves a good road trip and has a passion for supporting military spouses and entrepreneurs. Join Anna and Selena weekly to listen in on hot topics that will build your brand, keep you current with best practices, and help you grow as a business owner or entrepreneur.
Hi, good morning, and welcome to the 15-ish minute coffee chat. You have to know your audience's voice and your own voice to write amazing copy. But is that enough? Join us today to chat with our guest, Sarah Talbert of Sandbar Marketing. We're going to be talking about the must-have strategy behind finding the right voice and reaching your ideal client through amazing website copy, emails, blogs, articles, and more during today's 15-ish minute coffee chat.
Hello, my friend. How was our 2-week hiatus from chatting?
I know. Right? Well, we continued chatting, sharing this chat with the entire world.
Yeah.
It was good. I mean, it was Thanksgiving and we spent it together. So, you know.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I was telling Sarah and Anna backstage, I said I'm a little nervous that there's 2 copywriters on because I feel like not that they're judgy people at all, but I'm like, am I saying the right word? Am I saying you know what I mean? And so, but I digress. I think it's going to be a fantastic show and I'm still going to be the same, even if I'm a little nervous, but, yeah.
And I love it because it's always nice to have another copywriter on, somebody who has like a different perspective or a new perspective. You know, it's like hanging out with your colleagues, like being able to really just bring a new insight into what.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
What can, you know, it's never drudge work. I love writing, but you know what I'm saying.
No, I do too. You know, like they say, I mean, I totally believe it. It's not competition. It's like collaboration, right? Like
absolutely.
And that's what I love about just being in a community of entrepreneurs and that are very supportive. And so, I got to meet Sarah because of Elaine, and we've just and if you did not watch our show with Elaine from CRMs, she makes it really fun. I don't know whoever thought CRMs would be an interesting topic, but it definitely was. So
absolutely. Yeah. And you know what's going to be cool today is Sarah's going to really focus on small business, like writing, confidence, and a lot of small business owners that maybe isn't their forte.
Yeah.
So if you're one of those and you're writing emails to your people, but not seeing the conversion rates you want, or if you have a website, but you're like, oh, I'm ranked on page 749, you know, this is a good way for you to just come on and be like, okay, here's some very simple things I can do to just improve the way I'm speaking to my clients.
Yeah.
And maybe have a better reach into them. So that's actually our question of the day. So I'm just going to throw it up there. All right. So for anyone listening right now or watching the replay, let us know. Do you have a strong voice when you write for your small business? Do you think you have a strong voice, a recognizable, people know it's you talking to them when they read your emails?
Yeah.
And they know what you want.
Yeah. We want to know. We want to know. I don't know what my strong voice is. So we have the perfect guest to come on today. So let's move into a quick question. Oh, hi, Anna. Sorry.
Hi.
You guys, it's been a couple of days. It's been a moment. Okay. So we are going to tell you a little bit about Sarah before we bring her on. So this is Sarah. She is a copywriting strategist. Ooh, that's a tongue twister. Trusted by 6- and 7-figure business owners alike. Founder of Sandbar Marketing, Talbert has developed a proven research process to truly dig out the language of an ideal client, research their behaviors, and turn it into copy that raises revenue. that's what we want, right? Everything has to make sense in your business and what you're doing. She is certified by Copy Hackers. She is also a loving mother of 3, married to her entrepreneurial husband, and they enjoy boating and living life with their family on the coast of Florida. So without further ado, let's bring in Sarah. Hi, Sarah. Welcome to the show. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, we're excited. And I will mention one other thing. We threw out 2 heavy hitters. We threw out Barbara Walters and Farrah Fawcett prior to going live. So I don't know. Anyway, welcome. Welcome.
Yeah. So I actually have a thought about in our question that you're going to ask. Yeah. And I have Whitney Houston is in my head. So we're just going to cover.
Yeah, the full gamut. I love it.
We got power women happening today.
Yes.
15
Wow. Is that a good tip? Do you visualize a powerful person like that? Does that help with the writing? That almost I never thought to write like that.
Well, I have something fun. So
okay. Okay. I know. I'm just excited. I'm like, what? Okay. So hey, real fast, let's do our coffee cup selfie with Sarah before we get into all the juice that she's going to share with us today. So, this is my cup, and you know what? Look.
Nice.
Yeah, it's for you. Okay. Anyway, on 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Cheers, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Enjoy the coffee. You are here for some really great copywriting tips and advice from Sarah. So, all right, let's get into it. What's first?
If you missed it, before we do that, if you missed it, we want to know from anybody who's listening right now, do you feel like you have a strong voice when you're writing for your business? We want to know, do you feel like people know it's you that's talking to them? Or could you just be any business owner, any random business owner, and they're like, yeah, delete, when they read your stuff. So, okay.
All right, let's do this.
Now let's do it. All right. So our first question for Sarah is really about that right voice. So Sarah, what would you say are 2 tips for finding the right voice? And this is for small business owners, right? So
thinking back to Barbara Walters and what did we say? Farrah Fawcett?
And Farrah Fawcett, yes.
Yeah. So I don't know if either of you 2 like karaoke. Do either of you do?
I do. I like to observe and I dance behind my friends, but I'm too scared to hold the mic and belt it out.
All right. So I heard this example a long time ago in Finding Your Voice, and it kind of helps me think through it, is sometimes we're writing the same words, but we're singing them differently. So if you can imagine someone singing Freebird or I'll Always Love You, that's where Whitney Houston kind of came to mind. In karaoke, though, sometimes it can be really good. Sometimes people can be really funny, and it makes you appreciate those same words differently. Sometimes they can be luxurious. Sometimes they can be very technical in how they're trying to hit the notes. And so that has always been a good visual for me to try to think about what are some of the ways I want people to feel when they encounter the words that I'm saying.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I've never in my life written like that. And now I'm literally going to karaoke every bit of copy that I am responsible for on my own. And I love that we have a bunch of Facebook users commenting and saying that they have their own unique voice and that there is very clear. And I'm curious if you sing it. Do you sing it like Sarah's mentioning? Because I feel like that could change the game.
Could.
When I write something, I always read it out loud, kind of like singing, not quite there. I might start to put a melody to it as I do it. Yeah. But I do read it out loud because it sounds different to your ears. When you read it, you vocalize what it is you're writing. And then I'm like, whoa, that doesn't come out quite the way I think it quite the way I thought it was when I wrote that exactly.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
No, I love that. I love that tip. I love that tip. Yeah. I'm going to literally start singing today. I have a bunch of copy that needs going. We're going to sing it. I'm going to make a recording and send it over. Okay. So
I want to know what person you're going to.
Me too.
Okay, so it's so not me, but it is me. It's a little bit of Mariah Carey. It's a little bit of Celine Dion. And it's a little bit of like LL Cool J. Like, I know that's really odd, but I love all of them. And I love the vibe. LL Cool J, he's just like, he's sexy and his words are like, and they make an impact when he's singing it and you feel it, right? Anyway, yeah, I said it. That's yeah. So
I'm going full on boy band. I'm going boy band. I'm gonna be funky and matchy, I think, today. Like K-pop, New Kids. Like, it doesn't matter if they're like 20 or 50. I'm totally boy banding it today. Yeah.
If it isn't, I'm aging myself, but we all know where that boy band. Okay.
I mean, you need the dance move.
You have to, right? Is anybody else doing it?
Bye.
Thank you. Yes. I'm like, you've got the right step. I'm going even further back, like to the original boy band.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
They're hot again, right? They're back.
Did not think that we were going to be talking about New Kids and LL Cool J and okay. Anyway, I love that tip, and I think it actually makes me want to have fun, like have a little fun with it, writing the copy and helping me develop it. So I love that tip, like 1,000,000,000,000,000%.
Yeah, I think it's because a lot of times we get so stuck in our own head and we get so serious about it, then we come out sounding serious. Yeah. And unless we want to be serious, then I don't think many small businesses are trying to be like super like unapproachable in it. And so that karaoke already immediately puts you in a place of like, how can I be more fun?
Right. Yeah. Okay. I love that tip, and I think it's fantastic
to work with. I mean, I think it gives you like some inspiration, because writing can be really difficult, and if you're not feeling it, that sometimes you just need that little extra thing that's like, oh, I can totally, that one song that I love so much that just makes me want to dance a little bit, right? And then you can inject some of that into your copy. I love that.
Right. Yeah, I do too.
All right.
And then my other tip is, everyone was talking about reading it out loud, but sometimes I record myself reading. And so then I can kind of pick up on, how do I sound? How do I actually sound reading my own words? Sometimes if I'm writing for someone else, I'll read it out loud and kind of, I hate listening to myself talk, but like just listening to inflection and where I'm pausing, is it like sounding the right way?
Yeah.
So that's not as fun, but it's still valuable.
No, but I get it. You can still write it with your favorite boy band karaoke mind, but you still need to listen to it after you've written it to make sure that Jordan and Joey like really gave it to you and gave it your all. So that 100% goes together. So
I like that idea. Like, reading it out loud, like, will make me stop and rewrite a little bit. But I like the idea of like doing one full, like, read aloud and then having to like watch myself and say, not watch myself, but it's actually hearing those words and being able to sit back, close my eyes, and like just think through what it is that I just wrote. That's really great. I love that idea.
I think a lot of times we feel like, well, in online business, it's not always just small business, but sometimes I feel like there's not another person on the other side of the screen. And when I have to listen to it play back, it's almost like I'm imagining them reading it, and it takes on a little more responsibility.
No, that's really, because how many times have we rewatched any lives that we've done? It's almost like, and you're just like, oh, cringe. Did I really say that? Or did I really do this? Like, so that makes sense. I love that second tip. Like, again, it may not be as fun as karaoke, but it still applies. It still goes together, Yeah.
I mean, just thinking about this, the more I think of the benefits that come from doing something like that, because it also makes sure that you have the right tone. Yeah. Like, if you want it to be funny, is it really funny? Do you find yourself amused by your own reading of it? If you want it to be serious, does it come across as serious, or did you use some word like shenanigan or hooligan that, lighten the mood more than you anticipated it being? Like, I could see a lot of benefit from like taking that minute to step back and then hear yourself like reading your own copy going, oh, that does or does not do exactly what I was thinking it was going to do. That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sarah. Those are 2 fantastic tips.
No, you're welcome.
Yeah. And I think that for finding that voice, like we had, those comments come on where people were feeling strong about their voice. But even if you feel strong about your voice, there's always those moments where, hey, just check yourself, right?
Yeah.
Because you want to make sure that your copy is meeting your needs at that time. And it changes daily and sometimes changes like with every piece you write.
Yeah.
And I think at some things when you're writing, there's different emotions you're trying to evoke. And so if you're reading it out loud, are we actually evoking that emotion in the reader?
Yeah. Because if you're not feeling it yourself, right? If you don't feel it yourself, it's unlikely your reader is going to be like, I think she wants me to feel this way. Right. They're not putting that much effort.
They're not.
You to do it.
You guys, I just literally went to like LL Cool J in my head. Like him and I were conversing while you were chatting. So I'm not sure what you all just said, but I was like, what do you think about this copy? And we sang it together. And he's like, it was good. Okay. Anyway,
I hear you.
So yeah, thank you. Again, if you missed it, tip 1, Sarah said to you all, like, think of when you're doing karaoke, who would you be singing your copy in? And we're really curious. I'd love to see all the voices that you would be imagining. So, okay, I'm back. I'm back in the conversation.
Tip 1, who would be singing your copy? Tip 2, read your copy out loud.
Yes. Or read it, but you're recording it. So you're listening to the recording. You know what I mean? And that's definitely a different component from just reading it out loud. You go that next step of like listening, like you said, like, ooh, that made me cringe a little bit.
Yes.
Celine will not like my version when I heard it. So, all right.
Exactly.
Okay. So yeah, we put it down there, you guys. There's some of these tips here. So Anna is going to go ahead and bring in our second question that we have for Sarah.
So our second question, Sarah, is what is your number 1 strategy for small business owners to write good copy? Because there's lots of different kinds of copy out there, good and bad. And what's your strategy for small business owners for writing good copy?
So I have one word, but then I have an explanation. Okay. So it's research. Like 80% of your copy comes from research. 80% of good copy comes from research. And that can be done in all kinds of places, like competitors' websites. I even use Amazon sometimes, LinkedIn, Facebook groups. But one of my biggest places is like past and current clients. And I did this kind of when I was working with Elaine and with you, to talk to them about how they're describing their experience. What was their motivating factor for working with you? Why did they choose you over someone else? And they will essentially give you the exact words and phrases that you need to write good copy. I do this research service, but I did with a lawyer one time, and he was a phenomenal lawyer getting great results, but he couldn't get his like ads to convert. And we found out he was using all this like lawyerish language, and no one knew what he was talking about. He was saying like deposition and like all these things, and no one cared. So we went through and did all this research with some of his past clients. And every single one of them, it was like 15 of them, said he treats me like a human. And I'm like, let's use that. They're all saying that, and that's big for a lawyer. And so we don't have to guess if we've worked with people. Like, let's just ask them some questions, and they'll give us the words that they're already referring out and talking about us for, and we can just put that on the page.
That's really, when you think about it, like who would describe you best is your past clients. And they will help you get new clients because the new potential audience is them, right? Like that makes so much sense.
So this is a reason why testimonials are so important. Like to be able to hear and see what it is that client really found was valuable from you. Like, you know, and also just like making sure that when you have a conversation with your clients as a small business owner, that you're asking some of those pertinent questions. Like, I think it's okay to ask, like, hey, I'm really excited to work with you. Can I ask why you chose to work with me? Or if you're a service-based industry,
Right.
or what is it that, you know, oh, you just ordered 4 of my product, you know, could you just let me know what you love about it? Or what made you want to buy my, you know, soap over this other soap that's available, you know, whatever the product might be. That's great.
Can I ask though? So, okay, look, this is the not copywriter gal in the group today, right? So you guys automatically think like that, right? And so there's the business owner in me that forgets to implement something like that in my business because I'm doing other things, that I forget to say, hey, why are you here with me? You know what I mean? Like, how do you tell someone like me, or how do you help someone like me remember to put that in? Like, you know what I mean? I mean, I know you're saying it like it's strategy, but I'm like, you forget because it's not common for me to think like that, right? Like, it's not common, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I want, like, how do we help other people say, hey, don't forget, this is what you need to, this is how you should think. This is how you should, you know, I guess it's listening to the show. That's it. I just answered my own question.
I would say, okay, so for me, I would say it has to become part of your processes with your client, right? So this goes way past copywriting and all the way to what is your client experience from the start.
Yeah.
Right? So when you initially talk to them or when you initially approach them, how are they getting to your product? How are they finding you? And then from there, what kinds of process are they going through ultimately to that final purchase and then the follow-up at the end?
Yeah.
And so it really is just implementing some of those questions along the way. If you have an email list, like how many emails end with, hey, send me an email back and tell me this, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, you can tell the difference between an email that comes where somebody really actually wants to hear from you and where they're just kind of throwing a PS at the end because you're supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can tell the difference, and it's the ones that you feel approachable, like that feel approachable, that you're going to respond to.
Right.
So if you're not getting responses, it's time to reevaluate the way you're saying it, you know, and then you need to bring in a little Aretha Franklin into your voice, you know.
Right. You do need to RESPECT yourself.
I was
you
just
know?
about to say that. You couldn't go without saying that.
No, how can you? That is the
Thank
queen.
you for picking up on my needs for Aretha today.
Yeah, I'm digging that. Okay, no, that totally makes sense, and I think it's just remembering, one, to implement that in your processes through the client journey. 2, if you don't know, then you go and you hire somebody like Sarah or Anna to help you implement those changes by adding really great copy into your processes, because you can't do it all. I mean, we'd love to say we can, but
Can I just say one more thing? Like, I feel like as small business owners too, we have to be very open-minded and be able to accept criticism and be able to accept those negative reviews or things that we might perceive as negative, whether the client means them as negative or not. Does that make sense? So I might work really hard to do one thing and the client didn't value that.
Yeah.
And to me, I thought it was super important. But if they're not valuing that thing I'm spending so much time on, then I have to be open to saying, maybe I should spend less time on this and add more here where they are finding value. You know, and I think that's super valuable as far as like from a small business standpoint, like this tip to really talk to your clients and listen to what they're saying. Like that can have a huge impact on revenue if you're spending your time where you need to in order to best serve them, right?
Yeah. No, for sure. For sure. I'm just here to listen to you, copyright goddesses. So, you know, why don't we shift into where you can find Sarah? Because we don't want you to not know where to find her, because, so Sarah, tell everybody where they can go search for you?
Yeah, so my website, sarahtalbert.com. I'm on Instagram at Sandbar Marketing. I'm
Awesome.
also on LinkedIn. We just didn't put it up there.
Yeah.
And if you're really fun, like these ladies, I'd like to connect with you over there.
Hey, look. Yeah, we did. We talked about this. Everybody knows that Anna and I are like LinkedIn lovers. We feel the platform is so good for networking, meeting great new people, meeting clients, meeting just a community of people that could be in your field. And so we were like, Sarah, and she's like, well, are they fun like you? And I'm like, yeah, we'll make sure you find the fun people. Anyway, so go find her, and then you'll newly see her like reinventing herself on her LinkedIn platform. So
yeah, connect with her and make sure and tell her who your musical voice inspiration is.
Yes,
I would love
that way she'll know how much fun you are.
Yeah, for sure. I'm totally. I cannot wait to like when we're done with our live. I'm definitely going on. I'm going on the gram, and I'm going to be like, yo. Okay. All right. Our next slide coming up is, dun, 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 dun. Of course, we want to leave you with something that you can take away from the show. And we're going to let Miss Sarah tell you, this is her toolkit that she provides people. So Sarah, what is this? Why do people want it? How fast should they be running for it?
They should be running super fast.
Yeah.
But it's your first line of anything that people read is your headline, and they're not going to read anything after that if they haven't connected with the first headline. I call them headlines that stick because you don't want people just continually scrolling. You want them to pause and check it out. So it's just like fill in the blank kind of prompts and ideas you can use to slow the scroll.
Super helpful. Fill in the blank headlines are fantastic. I mean, it takes all the guesswork out of it, right?
Yeah. Did you hear what Sarah just said too? Slow the scroll. Like, you know, we're all flipping through like all your platforms, and there have been. Just remember those times that you've actually like actually put the thumb down to like slow it down. And that's what, I mean, why wouldn't you want headlines that make that happen? So, I love it. And I'm excited. This is one of the first ones that I've gotten from Sarah when I first met her, and I loved it. And it's like, it's great for people like me that just struggle, you know, but fantastic. Go get it now. Anna has thrown the link in all of our comments, so you should see it on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and YouTube. Like, there's no excuse for you to not get there easily.
That's right.
I'm not yelling. I'm just excited. That's really what that is. So thanks, Sarah, for providing a wonderful toolkit for the those that are watching. Anna, what's our tip of the day?
So we're at the end of the year, people. So this is a good thing to put on your resolutions for your business resolutions next year. Review your expenses every 2 to 3 months. Do you have subscriptions that you no longer use? Sometimes you only need them for a little while. I know I do. In fact, I'm turning off my Microsoft Word subscription because I used it only for one client and I'm done with that contract, right? Yeah. So turn off those subscriptions, save yourself some money. Don't just leave them running just in case. And, be mindful of where your dollars are going as a small business owner.
Yes, very much
and
so.
Thank you, Caitlin Eldridge CPA. She's our fantastic financial tip jar advisor.
Yeah, we love her.
We do.
Okay. And we're at the end of our show. How did it happen so fast? Like, how did we get to almost 30 minutes?
I know. Every time it's a big surprise, but I love Sarah's tip today. So everybody go home from wherever you're at. Don't go home. If you're at the office, stay there. But review your copy, right? Review what you're writing and what you're saying.
Yeah.
Think about your musical inspiration. Say it out loud and record yourself, and then go back and watch it a day later and make sure it's really hitting how you want it to be.
Yeah.
And then that number one strategy for small business owners, right?
Yeah.
Like, make sure that you're researching your copy. Make sure you're researching what your clients really want. Like those 3 things right there can like change the world for a small business owner in terms of like connecting with their ideal audience. So loved it today's conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could grasp it. I mean, my biggest takeaway is I'm literally going to be humming. I have a couple meetings today, and I know what's going to come out of my mouth, and I got to be careful because I'm like, I don't know. Like, it's going to be good. I loved it. I loved it. And this is what I love about like getting to talk to others is I'm leaving today with a whole mindset change of writing copy. Not that I like to, but you know what I mean? So I appreciate you so much, Sarah. Like, seriously, that's an awesome, that was my favorite tip of all the great tips you gave today. That was still my favorite.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
And if you're struggling and don't know who your musical inspiration is, I'm just going to encourage you to ask Siri or ask Alexa. I'm not going to say that loud because she's in the room with me. But ask them who your musical inspiration is so they can tell you and give you some suggestions, right?
Yeah.
You're not alone in this. Or ask us and I'll give you one.
Yeah. I do kind of like the whole randomness of having the A word tell you, you know what I mean? So I kind of like that. So I may record and see what she says. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Go on. Anna, tell everybody about what we're doing next week.
Yeah. So next week, we want everyone to join us. So we were like, no guest wants to come on the week before Christmas. Nobody wants to be doing that. Right. So we decided we're going to have just a big Christmas extravaganza. We've got some giveaways planned. We're going to it's going to be short and sweet and fun. And we just hope you'll join us for some laughter and some jokes and some favorite moments from our 15-ish minute coffee chat from this past year, and some of our favorite guests and all the kind of things, that you do at a Christmas extravaganza with Anna and Selena, which this is our first. So if you haven't been to one because we haven't held one, now's your chance.
Right. Why not come and win some fun things? Like, you know what I mean? We love going extra. So
we do. Selena loves going extra. So
Anna just has to play along with all of my things.
That's right. And then go and find us. Find us on LinkedIn. We want to connect with you on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, your favorite podcast platform, because we download all of these 15-ish minute coffee chats so you can listen to them whenever you want on your favorite podcast.
Yes, please. Yes, please. All right. Okay, guys. Well, the day is over. We've only gone 2 minutes over our 30-minute time limit that we always love to give ourselves. And we're leaving with some really great tips from our copy coach, Sarah. And I don't know.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Sarah, for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
I loved being here. It's always a joy.
Oh, awesome. I love it. Okay. Thank you for saying yes. As always, Anna and I. Have a great.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah. Come with your ugly Christmas sweater. Please come with your ugly Christmas sweater.
Yeah, we might even go so far as to throw the link out so people can join us on stage. So,
you never know.
You never know.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fun. Whatever it is, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, just take a little break. Don't worry about it. Okay, so all right, guys. Anna, always a pleasure. Love you tons, and Sarah, thank you. I'll let Anna close this out.
All right, thanks everyone. We'll see you next week.